What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Beat of KC. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be breaking down the Week 4 matchup of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This will be in Philadelphia, and there is a lot on the line for the Kansas City Chiefs. In all honesty, Andy Reid is going for a significant win, and of course, it's coming against the team that he coached for a long stretch prior to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think also you got to look at it as the Kansas City Chiefs are coming off of back-to-back losses. They are last in the AFC West. I think that they're going to have to play with a chip on their shoulder, and vice versa. The Eagles are coming off of a just beat down on Monday Night Football, in which the Manning brothers dissected them, and so did Dak Prescott and the entire offense. Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, holy smokes, they just destroyed this Philadelphia Eagles team. But before we dive in and really start to break it down and provide a preview, I ask that you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, comment down below, and let me know what you guys think. I've seen some comments in the last previous videos. I've definitely engaged with them. I've commented on them, and we've had some good interactions. It's fun when that happens. It really is. We get to talk football, and so it's so much fun. So I appreciate the support on the channel. And if you guys get a chance, go check out the work over at SIA Network. I've been writing a lot on way more than just the Kansas City Chiefs. I've been, talking a lot about football in general. I wrote a piece on 0-3 teams who could finish the worst. And I also do a podcast over there with Jacob Milham. It's called the Royals Rundown. So appreciate all the support. And let's dive into this. So the first thing that I really wanted to establish is kind of what we've struggled at as a team for the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, mistakes has been number one in my opinion. I think the Kansas City Chiefs make way too many mistakes. In this last football game, we fumbled, and we also had some interceptions, resulting in a total of 4 turnovers. Just absolutely incredible from a team that really relies heavily on the offense, in my opinion. Now, from a defensive perspective, I think the run defense kind of was upgraded a little bit. We saw it kind of perform to a little bit better than what we saw against the lethal Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, a quarterback, snapped off over 100 yards against us. This week, Austin Eckler didn't really surpass that, and we forced Justin Herbert to just dice us up, and he threw for 4 touchdowns, I believe. Now, this is going to be a similar situation to a Baltimore Ravens, just not as elite. And what I mean by that is Jalen Hurts has the mobility to get out of the pocket and run, but he doesn't have the shiftiness or I would say the agility level of a Lamar Jackson. They don't really rely on the run, and we're going to talk about some stats. It seems like they just want to throw the football. They do have some weapons, and that's what's going to be interesting to see. Moving into this football game, is Ward still going to be injured? And those are some of the question marks. As we head, DeAndre Baker, I believe, played a pretty good football game. L'Jarius Sneed, I really think we had some flashes. Towards the end of the football game, I think they were tired, but that's no excuse. I think that they were playing pretty good defense. And I think, for what we've seen in previous weeks, I think this was definitely an upgrade, in my opinion. We were the worst defense in all of NFL. I'll have to double check. We may still be there, but we might have squeaked up just a few spots. So we're going to dive in and talk a little bit about what to expect from the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts this year has thrown for 97 passes. He's completed 64 of those. He's got a completion percentage of 66%. He's thrown for 780 yards, an average of 8.0. And it'll make sense once you see the weapons he has. I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware, but they're pretty quick. They're very shifty. They can run pretty solid routes. So it makes sense to why he's averaging 8. He's averaging 319.7 yards per game. He's thrown 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's been sacked 5 times. A lot of that coming in the Dallas game. Dallas really kind of exposed Jalen Hurts. Now, rushing on the other hand, Jalen Hurts does lead the team. 26 attempts, 179 yards, 6.9 average. See what I mean? He can get out and definitely run the football. I just don't think he has enough to break off like Lamar Jackson, where Lamar's eating for like 12 to 15 sometimes. He's, broke off one and got a touchdown. But yeah, he's averaging only 59.7 yards in rushing per game. So that's kind of right there. Miles Sanders is the actual running back. He's only attempted 30 rushes in 3 games. I think that's noticeable. 156 yards, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. He does have 0 touchdowns. So that could help out in the Kansas City run defense. I'm not saying that they're not going to look to run the football because, I mean, that's a glaring weakness for the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's something that, we can't apply pressure in any facet. Chris Jones is really ideally the only person that can apply pressure, and he's been dealing with a wrist injury and just kind of a lot of going on that front seven that really just cannot apply pressure. We've had 4 total sacks going into 4 games. And I think that is, in the very bottom, I think bottom 3 of the NFL. You have to apply pressure. If you put even just pressure on the quarterback, there's a chance you're going to force them to make mistakes. If they have a clean pocket, they're able to stand in there and do what they please. They're going to be able to dice up a defense no matter how, tight man coverage you have or how good your zone defense is. You're gonna get exposed because someone's going to get open because they have all the time in the world to get open. And that you just got to be real about that. So some of the receivers, Quez Watkins. Most people probably have not heard of Quez Watkins. He's been targeted 7 times. He's had 7 receptions for a total of 186 yards. He's averaging 26.6 yards, and he's averaging about 62 yards per game. This is kind of like a big threat, in my opinion. All the other ones are going to be more of your reception grabbers. This is going to be like, I'm going to go out there and just catch a deep ball. Dallas Goedert, obviously a tight end, 11 targets, 8 receptions, 132 yards, 16.6 or 16.5 average, a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, it's going to be interesting to see who covers him. They also still have Zach Ertz. Devonta Smith, the new addition for Jalen Hurts. Man, he's a monster, guys. He really is. He's got 11 receptions, 21 targets, 115 yards, and a touchdown. He's a great route runner. He's a Heisman winner. Jalen Reagor, 13 receptions, targeted 19 times, 107 yards, and a touchdown. Zach Ertz, 7 for 11, 93 and a touchdown. Miles Sanders catching a few out of the backfield, and then the rest is kind of just here and there. They do have a pretty solid defense. One of the noticeable defenders is Javon Hargrave. He's just been, from a D tackle position, 18 tackles and 4 sacks. That sounds like Chris Jones numbers. He's just doing some good things. Their leading tackler is going to be Alex Singleton, a linebacker. He's got 13 solos, 16 assists. It's going to be interesting to see how their corners play. Avonte Maddox, Steven Nelson. We're aware of Steven Nelson. He played for us. So there's a few guys that, that we're going to be aware of and have to pay attention to. But for the most part, I think this is a game that the Kansas City Chiefs can look to rebound. I did do my week 4 predictions. Go check that video out if you guys get the chance. I break everything down and talk about the over-unders and everything. And I did say in this video that basically I feel the Kansas City Chiefs need to use this game with a chip on their shoulder. They need to come out. They don't need to be arrogant because they've lost the last 2, but they need to definitely play as if they want to win this football game. Guys like Patrick Mahomes need to go off. Clyde Edwards-Helaire needs to have a good game again. He rushed for 17 attempts, and he had 100 yards, and he caught a touchdown pass. We need to see that replication again. Get Clyde's confidence back up after fumbling back-to-back games, and really kind of get Clyde rolling again. I think you need to. He was your first-round pick. You also need to get guys like Tyreek Hill rolling again. You need to get it'd be nice to see Travis Kelce continue up getting 100 yards per game. There's just a lot that I'm looking forward to, and I think that this is a game to really kind of almost put it to the Eagles and really kind of just do your thing. I mean, it's going to be nice to see, hopefully, guys like Mecole Hardman and Byron Pringle and Demarcus Robinson maybe get a few in this game too, just because you're going to have to start really spreading out the offense, get comfortability, limit the mistakes, and really hopefully maybe this defense has a good football game. I think those are the keys to the game. Honestly, I think Kansas City just needs to really kind of relax. There's not any pressure. I mean, let's be real, guys. There's not pressure on them. Yes, they are 1-2. Yes, they're at the bottom of the division. But I think for them, this is a realization. This was almost like an awakening. And people have gotten better. You know, the Kansas City Chiefs at one point were just so dominant, and I still believe they have that in them. I just think that right now it's not there, and they got to build that back up and get it to where they know that at any point they can score. They know at any point they can do what they need to do. And this defense has the ability to get a stop. And until that happens, there's always going to be that question mark. And so those are the keys to the game. I definitely think that if, depending on the situation, if Philly can kind of get into a zone, if they can relax, if they can take a lead and force turnovers like we've been seeing from the Chiefs, they have every opportunity to beat this Kansas City Chiefs team. But part of me just feels like this is going to be one of those games where you almost have that like aura in the air. You like have that feeling where like Kansas City is ready. Like it's like that bully that is just there that constantly is picking on someone, and eventually that kid that gets picked on so much just erupts. And I feel like that's kind of what we're looking at. So but yeah, those were the keys to the game. I definitely think Kansas City Chiefs come out on top. And I'm not just saying that. I feel like this is going to be an incredible watch. I really do. And so those really are my predictions. Hopefully you guys enjoy this series. Hopefully you guys enjoy everything that's coming on the content. Again, go check out SIA. I've been doing a lot of writing, and I also do a podcast about the Kansas City Royals. I know that's not Kansas City Chiefs related, but it really does help out with the support. Make sure you guys hit up in the comment section, subscribe to the YouTube channel, smash that like button. As always, I appreciate you checking out A Beat of KC, and have a good day.